Welcome everybody to another JDM racing video. It's round 15 in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix, and we're about to undertake a qualifying lap at the end of Q1.
Welcome along then to Sochi and the Russian Grand Prix, one of 8 cities in the world to play host to both the Olympics and a Formula One race. It's a Grand Prix that's proven difficult to crack for anyone beyond the first 2 rows of the grid in recent years, so let's see if that can change today. Built on the shores of the Black Sea, the Sochi Autodrome is a 3.6-mile tour around some of the venues built for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. Close barriers may make overtakes more challenging, but with 56% of the lap taken absolutely flat out, we certainly won't be wanting for pure speed. A fitting arena then to do battle at the pinnacle of motorsport. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz, Lando Norris and Perez, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Gasly and Esteban Ocon, Tsunoda, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Stroll, Leclerc, they've taken a grid penalty, Giovinazzi, Callum Ilott and George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Gardner, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
20th on the grid then. Rough. Just didn't have the pace in the car. I felt like we'd put in as good a lap as we could have done, really. To be honest, points is going to be far away today. I'd be amazed if we can get points, but we'll just have to see. Sometimes you can get a safety car around here. We can make the strategy work. Let's just find out. It's a good start. Straight on the back of Russell.
We're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Latifi coming up. Let's see if we can dive bomb some people down into turn 1. We do. Get alongside Stroll, but we can't quite make it stick. Up to 15th though, 5 places off the start. I'll be happy with that. Leclerc down in 17th. I don't imagine he's going to stay there for too long. We'll make the move on Lance Stroll. We'll go really wide at the exit of the last corner. Stroll's going to come back at us with that extra power in the Mercedes engine. We outbrake him. Not bad on the medium either. Whoa, big chunk of curb there.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Here's the DRS. That's the DRS train. Just can't get into that DRS of Raikkonen. Which is frustrating. Shot on the brakes there a little bit. Frustration setting in.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
We're going to be under attack here. More definite. Here comes Stroll. Couldn't defend that one. Get DRS this time. Oh, we overshoot, we've lost the position to Giovinazzi, trying to take Stroll, Leclerc around the outside as well. Now some of these guys coming in for their pit stops. Now we've got Islet behind us as well. On the medium tyre as well.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
Right, a bunch of other drivers pit as well. So Islet and myself up to second and third. Come then. I think this is going to be a double stack, you know. No, Cam stays out. There's no stress about that. Doing a long stint on those mediums then.
Go, go.
2.1, great stop. Guys in the second half of the season doing some banging jobs on those pit
on the
stops.
exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
And this Stroll on the exit, this is who we were racing before the pit stops. Get out in front, so that's a great job by the guys. To give us track position. And on the soft we should be able to kick on now, hopefully. And attack this second half of the race. Raikkonen on the hard. And you can see he's got way less speed in the corners than us. just had to weather out that first phase. Go down the outside, which will switch to the inside.
Nice move. Good job.
Callum is in. Look at this chain of cars up here.
Callum is coming in for his stop.
Something's going on here. Callum in.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Gaining on
You're
Leclerc.
increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
We'll squeeze him, but he's too quick. That Ferrari is
There's
too
3
quick.
laps of fuel remaining.
We do manage to keep it around the outside though. This is the difficult part. It's just got nothing to defend with on the straight.
Come on, you can win that place back.
By the time we get to this section of the circuit, where we are quick, we can't do anything. It's maddening.
The gap to the car ahead is 1.8 seconds.
Bottas looks like he's absolutely flying. Mercedes do have the quickest car now. They've outdeveloped Red Bull. That's why Max has dropped back and Bottas has been taken over at the top.
This is your final lap of the race. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
So here comes Valtteri Bottas leading his teammate across the line, and he's going to take his 5th win of the season to equal Max Verstappen for races won and go in front of Max Verstappen at the head of the table. Valtteri Bottas wins the Russian Grand Prix. Go for it. On Charles. Go for a little cheeky dive bomb. beat the Ferrari over the line.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So Bottas wins again.
Valtteri Bottas takes the top spot. He's our new Drivers' Championship leader after today's result. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I have to give it to Gardner. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula One, so it was a great effort.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So Valtteri Bottas, with his 5th win of the season, equals the 5 wins that Verstappen has already got. Yeah, he takes over at the front of the standings, so the extra point as well for taking fastest lap. Bottas is absolutely nailing it at the moment, and Hamilton has no answer in the sister Mercedes. It's quite clear though that Mercedes do have the faster car in the second half of the season. Verstappen doing the best he can with what he's got, brings it home on the podium again. Sainz in the Ferrari, he seems to be the point man for Ferrari at the moment. A very interesting one. Perez does recover back to 5th, but he is not having a good second half of the season. Maybe Gasly to Red Bull for next year? Who knows? Alonso, in his final year on the grid, gets a 6th place. That's a brilliant result for Alpine. Norris also getting a good clutch of points for McLaren. Gasly always there, isn't he? Always there, 6th, 7th, 8th. Don't know how he does it. Ocon, 9th. That's good for him to get a couple of points. He's getting absolutely outperformed by Alonso this season in his last year. So it's not looking good for Ocon. He's got to pull something out of the bag to prove that he deserves that seat before the end of the year is done. Daniel Ricciardo, 10th place. It's another point for McLaren. Can't really grumble about that. Sonoda just outside the points with Vettel. We just managed to pip Charles Leclerc over the line into 13th. Not bad from 20th, but it was just so frustrating not having the power down the straight, seeing those points within arm's reach but just not able to extract enough from the car to get them. Stroll, that's who we were fighting for the majority of the race. Giovinazzi and Raikkonen. Raikkonen slipped back a bit actually. A bit surprised that his well, I was going to say I was a bit surprised of his pace, but going on the hard tyre, that might be what did it. Williams still struggling. Callum 19th, dropping down from 17th. Again, not a great performance. I think we're definitely going to have to look at a replacement driver for next year. And then Haas at the back. Mazepin in his home race, plumb last. So yes, Bottas takes over at the top from Verstappen. Perez has dropped right out of the fight. Hamilton is just staying with arm's reach, but he's not been consistent enough at the very, very sharp end. He's been picking up podiums, he's been consistent, but He's only had one win the whole season. Bottas looks like the man who's going to do it, but if Red Bull can pull out some development, maybe Verstappen will win. Who knows? We just managed to cling on to 13th place, but Ocon with those couple of points is creeping up on us. We've got to watch out for that. Mercedes take the lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship from Red Bull. They're pulling out that gap a little bit now. Very, very close between McLaren and Ferrari for third as well. AlphaTauri pretty much got that 5th place on a lock. Alpine look comfortable in 6th as well. And if we can't get a decent couple of points finishes, then it looks like Aston Martin have got that 7th place sewn up as well. So, but 8th looks pretty comfortable for us at the moment. I don't think the bottom 3 are going to be doing much point scoring between now and the end, so that's not looking too bad. Let's check out the highlights. Hamilton on pole, but he couldn't convert to a win today. We were right down the back after an abysmal qualifying. Trying to get something going. Just did not have a lot of pace in the engine. Just, trying to get Stroll around the inside there. That was battling Raikkonen. Nice overtake, that one. This might have been the move on Leclerc, which we then gave up the position again. Did hop over the curb. We were late on the brake, and then he's just sailed around the outside again. There's some good wheel-to-wheel action with Charles Leclerc. Pretty much was the highlight of the race, really. And then coming down into the back end of the circuit, this is where we knew we were fast the whole weekend, sector 3, and then just dive bombing, banging wheels through the corners. Just managed to nick that place off him. So it's a 13th place finish. Definitely back to the drawing board. It's probably about right though. To be fair, the car is not fantastic, but we are, I think, outperforming the car at the moment, really. If you look at where Islet is, we've still got a lot of work to do, so can't grumble too much, but you always, when you're that close to points, you want the points, don't you? So it is what it is, but it was a fun one. It was a fun one. I enjoyed it, and if you liked the video, leave a little like. Subscribe if you haven't already for more JDM racing action, and as always, thanks for taking the time to watch the video today, and I appreciate you coming along the JDM journey. So without further ado, take care, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next JDM racing video, guys.